Simmer Down smells like staying at a high-end resort in Jamaica, so stay tuned. What's good, guys? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Hope you're all doing good. Today we are reviewing another fragrance from the house of Marley Fragrance. Today is all about Simmer Down. I recently just dropped my review of Lights Down Low. If you missed that, go watch that one after this, guys, because that's an incredible fragrance that I loved. But today is all about this beauty right here, guys. And I'm telling you right now, if you love unique, fruity, kind of tropical type of fragrances, you're gonna fall in love with Simmer Down. Especially if you're into like Herba Pura, Kirke by Tiziano Terenzi, something in that realm, yeah, this one is going to blow your mind. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing about Marley Fragrance, they are a new niche brand inspired by the legend himself, Bob Marley, of course. These brands are ran by, I believe, his daughter, if I'm not mistaken, in collaboration with the niche brand of Michael Malal, which we, of course, pretty much all know at this point. But Marley Fragrance is creating such unique, different, kind of mood-enhancing type of fragrances, guys, that I absolutely love from the three that I've tried. The other one I'm going to have to review after this one is going to be Mellow Mood, so stay tuned for that sometime in the future. Also, do want to shout out Marley Fragrance for sending Simmer Down over for review. Of course, though, if I love it, I love it. If I don't, I don't. You guys already know the drill. I'll always keep it honest with you no matter what. So let's run down some information now. Marley Fragrance was launched in 2025. They're basically, like I said, a brand new niche house. For the retail price, only size these come in, which is going to be the 100 ml, is going to run you $148. And guys, to be honest with you, I think that's an excellent price for the kind of niche quality you're getting, for the kind of fragrance it is in general, guys. $140 at retail is fantastic. And of course, I'll leave a tag on this video, the best price you're able to find this for. And for the concentration, this is going to be an eau de parfum, so you're probably getting around 20-25% oils, which is always very high. And the perfumer behind Simmer Down is Kevin Scozzaro, which honestly, I've never heard of him before. I don't know anything about his resume. I don't believe I've tried anything else besides this from him. So he is the nose behind this now. So with all the information out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the packaging and presentation you get with this beauty now. So take a look at this very high quality box. Of course, you got Marley with the lion in the front in gold right there. Simmer Down, eau de parfum, 100 ml bottle, like I said. Up top, you got Marley in gold. On the bottom, you got your barcode as well. And then on the back is where you'll find all your information, ingredients, and you got your note breakdown too, which is always a fantastic touch. And you open it up like so, and your bottle is housed in there very securely, guys. And I gotta say, this is not a cheap kind of cardboard box at all. It's very sturdy and pretty heavy in and of itself. So looking at this bottle though, now, these bottles, guys, I love the aesthetic. Just take a moment to look and appreciate that beauty. You got this wooden cap going around the front. Of course, Marley and the lion, Simmer Down right there. This one's finished off in this kind of yellow, golden bottle style right there with your sticker on the bottom. Marley up top embossed in that cap, which is pretty heavy, guys. It almost feels like a metal, real wooden cap. Nothing on top of the atomizer. Plus, these do click on very securely, so you can't pick it up with confidence, which is always a fantastic thing. All in all, guys, I love the aesthetic behind Marley Fragrance. In the top, you're gonna find star apple, bergamot, and cardamom. In the mid, you got pear, blossom, cinnamon leaf, and amaryllis. End of the base, you got amberwood, sandalwood, and gorgine balsam. And this can be classified as a fruity spicy. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Beautiful distribution, guys. One of the best atomizers I've ever tried that shoots out a ton of juice, which is always a great thing. Now, looking at that note breakdown, guys, have you ever seen any other fragrance with a unique note breakdown like that? Probably not, because this stuff stands out. But of course, I'll let you guys do the first sniff. So right away in the opening of Simmer Down, you are going to be introduced to that star apple. Now, these fragrances are inspired by like Jamaica and Jamaica notes, etc., which I believe star apple is coming from that region, because I've never smelled anything like this in my life, guys. It has this very strong, almost purple fruitiness to it, guys. A little bit milky as well, and just very, very tropical. That's why I said this fragrance smells like you're staying at a high-end resort in Jamaica, guys. I'm not even joking. It smells so expensive, very different, and extremely fruity. And you can tell they're actually using star apple into this fragrance, because like I said, it doesn't remind me of any other fruit I've ever had my nose on, guys. It's so distinctive. I'm not even sure what I can even try to compare star apple to. Maybe possibly something like a plum, if that though, guys. But yeah, this one's so different. If you love fruity fragrances, you're kind of tired of the generic fruity fragrances, you have to check this out, guys. Wow, this one is so pleasant to smell. So of course, along with that star apple, which pretty much takes over the show, it's a center of attention, but you do also have this citrusy kind of bright bergamot right behind it, just to give it a little bit of oomph and a little bit of citrus tones. Geez, this is gonna be incredible for anytime I'm going on vacation during the summertime or anything like that. This is excellent. And for me, after being into the fragrance game for so many years now, this is the kind of fresh fragrances I like. Things that actually stand out amongst everything else. And that's what I respect about Marley fragrance, because they kind of step outside of the box, guys. Now, once you start making your way into the mid, you're still getting the star apple, guys. Do not worry about that. That stuff stays around for a while, but you are gonna get this pear blossom, which is this kind of fruity, floral vibe going on. It kind of does give off a pear nuance, very fruity in and of itself, but also is a little bit of this powdery floral. Think of something like orange blossom, but instead pear blossom, if you know what I mean. Which, there you go again, guys. Marley fragrance could have definitely went with the generic orange blossom trend going on right now, but they're like, no, we're gonna make pear blossom and throw it in here, and I love that. And then along with the pear blossom, you have cinnamon leaf, guys. Not just cinnamon, you have cinnamon leaf, which is this spicy, bitter green nuance vibe going off, a little bit earthy. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be bright, citrusy, fruity, a little bit floral and spicy. And then once you do make your way into the base, it actually turns pretty resinous and woody. You of course have that amber wood, which we all know and love. I'm a big fan of amber wood in the base of fragrances. But along with that amberwood, you have that Gurkhan balsam, which I've never seen before, but it seems to be a resin. So of course it goes hand in hand with the amber wood itself. So very warm, resinous, woody, dry down with simmer down. Just like that name says, guys, simmer down is the exact vibe this gives off. I don't know, guys, this might be one of my new favorite fruity fragrances in the collection. Now it's going to be in the same realm as something like Xerjoff's Herba Pura and Tiziano Terenzi's Kirke, but just done in a much more unique, different type of way. I mean, literally, they would just be like distant cousins, if you know what I mean. And I'm only telling you about that comparison because if you like the genres like those two fragrances, then this one's going to be for you. And for me personally, I've never really been the biggest fan of overly sweet, fruity type of fragrances, but this one, just because it's so different, unique, and really does stand out, I actually really enjoy this. So Marley fragrance knocked it out of the park once again with Simmer Down. I cannot wait to review Mellow Mood soon. So for the best seasons to rock Simmer Down, I'll primarily, of course, wear this one in the spring and summer because it's tropical, it's bright, but you could also wear this one in the fall if you really wanted to and you love the scent profile. Not so much in the winter when it's like blistering cold outside, snowing, or anything like that, unless you want to walk around smelling like you're on vacation during the snow, then maybe. But spring, summer, and possibly the fall time with Simmer Down is the best seasons to rock it. But this is the type of fragrance, if I'm going on vacation somewhere tropical, I might throw this in my luggage bag. Now for occasion, I know Lights Down Low was more of a formal fragrance. This one though is definitely more on that playful, fun, outgoing, casual side of things, guys. This is a fun, playful type of fragrance that is just the kind of thing you wear running errands, hanging out with your friends, something like that, going to the pool. At the end of the day, it's just a very fun, fruity type of fragrance, not something you really want to dress up, go into like an office, go into a wedding, going on like a fancy date in the evening time. This might work on a date during like the daytime or morning. Just for me personally, I've never really been the biggest fan of fruity fragrances for a more formal attire or going to a meeting or a special event, if you know what I mean. But for sure, if you're looking for that very fun, outgoing type of scent, this is it right here. It just gives me vibes of like chilling, wearing some shorts, a white t-shirt, maybe some swim trunks, something along those lines. Now for age groups as well, this one to me definitely leans on the youthful side of things, guys. Like I said, it's kind of juvenile, it's kind of immature as well, smelling very fruity, like ultra fruity. So I picture somebody maybe in their like 30s and under rocking this one the absolute best. It doesn't smell mature, it doesn't smell like somebody like in their 40s, 50s and up, if you know what I mean by any means. Still, of course, if you are a little bit older in age and you love fruity fragrances, you love the smell juvenile, absolutely rock it. Of course, no fragrance really has a specific age group. Just to me, in my review, I'm giving you the best picture in my head, and it's absolutely somebody 30s and under wearing Simmer Down the best, at least. It really does just kind of give me 20s vibes. So for gender with Simmer Down, guys, this one's very, very unisex to me. I know it is part of the more masculine line because Marley Fragrance came out with 3 feminine targeted fragrances and 3 masculine targeted fragrances. This one's part of the masculine. However though, A woman could absolutely wear a simmer down if she really wanted to, guys, just because it's so sweet, so fruity. But at the end of the day, it's a fruity fragrance that the men can enjoy as well, which is always good, because most of the time this genre kind of does lean a little bit too feminine for most guys. If you're a dude watching this, you're kind of afraid of overly tropical, sweet, fruity fragrances, don't be with simmer down. It does have this kind of masculine edge to it somehow, and it probably has to do with the cinnamon leaf and of course all the resins and the dry down. But at the end of the day, I'm going to definitely categorize this one as unisex. So wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you're gonna get from a simmer down, at least on me from my testing, guys, I got around 6 hours of longevity from it, which is somewhat below average, especially for an eau de parfum. However though, this one's so tropical, so fresh, etc. I wouldn't really expect it to perform like all day, like 10 plus hours, if you know what I mean. And it's the kind of fragrance that's really not made to last all day either. This, like I said, the kind of fragrance you just spray on, go about your day, whatever you're doing, something casual, going to a pool, something along those lines, going to the beach. But still, I mean, 6 hours still isn't a weak performing fragrance at all. It doesn't perform as good as Lights Down Low, which I just recently reviewed. It's still pretty solid for a fruity tropical fragrance. And also when it comes to the projection from a simmer down, I did get about moderate projection, which means people will smell you. You will get a ton of attention while wearing this one. It pushes off the skin about an arm's length of distance, especially for the first few hours easily. It does have a nice pop off of the skin, guys. The sillage is there, and it smells heavenly, like a tropical vacation or resort right behind you wherever you walk about. And people love fruity fragrances, so this one might be one of the most compliment getting ones from the Marley collection that I own. So it's absolutely not going to sit very close to the skin and kind of be like a skin scent, but it's also not going to be like a loud room-filling beast mode projector either. So right down the middle, moderate, which is pretty good. It does have a very nice pop, especially for like the first 2 hours though, guys, like pretty strong. So at the end of the day, you're gonna get a little bit of below average longevity, around 6 hours, but an average kind of projection with simmer down. Is this my favorite one that I've tried from Marley fragrance? No, that one still goes to Lights Down Low, guys. That's an absolute fantastic, seductive, sexy, ambery type of fragrance that's so good. But still, for my fruity lovers out there, which I know a lot of you guys are, this one you're gonna absolutely fall in love with. So that's gonna do it for my review of the brand new Simmer Down by Marley fragrance. Let me know down below if you guys have any experience from Marley fragrance, if you're thinking about picking any of them up, and which one kind of intrigues you the most. But besides that, of course, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you guys with daily fragrance content. And of course, I'll see all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.